I'm not sure what you'll be able to hear out here. It's pretty windy at times, but this is the top of that sewing machine, the treadle one that I'm redoing for my bathroom. And I just want to show you on the side here, there's a lot of issues with the veneer coming off. So I'm going to do what I can to glue this back down and try to preserve this spot here. There's a couple of issues on the top here, really minor compared to, you know, this thing is 140 years old. And I think I have a piece that I can remove to fix these little spots right here. I don't expect it to be perfect because of the age, but I want to get it as nice as I can. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take some wood glue, the Titebond 2, and I put it in a syringe, and I'm going to do what I can to get it as far back in here as I can. Whoops. And then I'm going to press it down with something heavy to see if I can't get this to adhere a little bit. It looks like somebody tried to do something with a couple of nails here, but that didn't work. So we're going to try the Titebond and see what happens. I figure worst case scenario, I could reuse this to fix the top. And since it'll be a base, I could paint it black and it would just look like, you know, it was underneath and not really something too much to worry about. But I'm going to try to fix it first. Considering the age on this, I think I did pretty good. It's no longer bubbling up. The veneer is now down in place. I am going to have to sand down. I squeezed out some and didn't realize it, but this will come off once it dries up pretty good. Actually, I might take it off when I get done here. I ordered some polyurethane, and I'm going to put several coats over this entire machine anyway. I'm not worried that it's still a little rough. I'm not worried. I mean, it is 140 plus years old. Anyway, this is going to be on the side. It's not even facing the door. It won't be noticed that much, and I'm okay with that. I have a couple of spots on the top, and then I think I'll be ready to find some stain, because I did sand off a few areas. I just used triple aught stainless or whatever, this, you know, those things right there, and took down some of the really bad nicks and stuff on the edge. I will go over the entire surface once I get it done. I'm going to stain it. I think this is walnut color. I'll take the drawer with me to get it matched the best I can, and then I'm going to poly it so that none of this veneer will peel up anymore. All right, I removed this panel from the back here because it won't be seen, and I could not find any of the veneer anywhere that was even close to this. Of course, you know, the age and everything. So I'm going to use it this side. This side's much darker than the top. So I'm going to use it this way, and hopefully when I stain it, it will match good enough. You can see there's an old patch here. I have no clue how long this has been patched like that. I did cut the edges on these to make them a little easier to fill in, but these, you know, considering everything, I only have these couple little spots to fill in now. All right, that's how I am going to do those few spots that I need to on the top. Well, now that everything's been repaired, I'm going to start sanding this down. I'm going to use a 120 to start. I don't want to take anything aggressive off. This is the bottom I'm going to start with because I want to see how it does with the sandpaper. And I think I may have found a couple little pieces like this that need to be repaired. I didn't look at the underside too well, so I can get that done. Everything else, I did find a couple little spots up here, but I'm going to do a little bit of sanding, and then I'm going to repair that one end. And that way I can look for any issues as I go along. Well, I sanded it down, and I found two areas that need repair. So I have some old batteries that were laying around outside just sitting on top. It takes at least a half hour. So in the meantime, I have the drawers here. I don't know if you could tell the difference of the years of buildup. I took the little drawer pulls off. So I'm just going to lightly, I'm probably going to use either the 220 or the steel wool and just clean them up a little bit. I don't want to really take any of the finish off. And I did this one. It's got some beautiful wood in there. And that's not veneer, that's the wood itself. I wish you could see it as well as I can. But I'm going to go ahead and just clean these up a bit while I'm waiting for that glue to dry a little bit. Pretty happy. The drawer pulls cleaned up really nice. I did have to go back into the little fine cracks and with the toothpick and get some of the 140 years of dust and gunk out of them, but that worked out pretty good. My drawers are done. I'm going to use some tack cloth and wipe everything down when I'm done here. But I just wanted to get some of those things out of the way. Since the other stuff is now dried, it has to sit at least a half an hour before you can take the weights off of them. Should be clamps, but all I have is weight. And then I got that sanded up pretty good. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to start sanding the top. I'm going to go real careful with that because it is a pretty thin veneer, where this is just the wood itself. I don't know why they put the veneer on there. That wood is so pretty, but it is what it is. So anyway, back onto the work. Alright, I'm going to finish sanding this down. I have to go plug my phone in again. It's going to be a little rough in some areas where it was glued down, but I'm going to put several coats of a polyurethane on this later, so hopefully I'll be able to protect it really well. Guys, I wanted to show you where I'm at. I had put a stain coat on here, and I did a light sanding because I was so worried about losing the veneer on here. And I put a coat of polyurethane on it, and it reacted really bad with probably what I would assume would be shellac or varnish or something underneath. It wasn't terrible. I noticed it really bad, but I was not going to put another few layers on. So I'm using some 120 grit sandpaper, and I have completely sanded off the old finish. Luckily it has not. It actually made the veneer a little better because there was a few bumpy areas, and now it's nice and smooth. I guess in my fear, I was really worried about ruining the veneer on here, and so I did not enough. So I have to go through again. I'm going to sand this down. I'm going to go up to 300 grit. So I'm going to go 120, 220, 300, get it smooth, and then I'll have to stain it again. Again, we're expecting rain tomorrow. Today I spent taking my brother to a procedure, so this is all I'm getting done today. But hey, lesson learned. I know from now on that if there's any unknown sealant on there, to go ahead and get it straight off, and you'll be much happier with the results. So I'm just keeping you updated, and I'll let you live and learn. Hey, first time I've ever done this, so you know what? I'm not upset about it. I'm still going to save it. It just takes me a little extra time. All right, so I got a new coat of stain on it, and I got my first coat of polyurethane. And now I'm going to, as it recommends, I have some 220 grit sandpaper, and I'm just going to lightly go over everything. And then I'm going to wipe it off with a tack cloth and put another coat of polyurethane on here until I get 3 or 4 coats. It just depends on how it turns out and how much I like it. So at least I got the old finish off. It's looking much better, and I'm much happier with how it's turning out. So I just continue to work on it. All right, I am done with putting this back together. I have it all cleaned up. The top turned out amazing. I don't know, it's just hard to show you how beautiful this turned out. I am so pleased. And you know, this is the only patch I did not do. And look you can barely tell where I had to patch it together. A little bit here, but there was part was already done, and that's the only one I did not do. So I did pretty darn good. And the drawers turned out, I polyurethaned all the drawers, and then I put the top back on, and I'll see if I can grab the sink top. It's really heavy, so I'm not sure if I can get it out of the package, but if I can, I'll let you guys see kind of what it's going to look like once it's in my bathroom. All right, it's going to sit on here something like this, and there's a black faucet that's going to come up. What I was looking for was, I was thinking the old-fashioned, enamelware that was a color, and then it had a colored rim around it. It was usually white with a red or a black rim. I had to get a rectangle so it fit properly on here, but that's what my thought process was. And I think that's going to look pretty cool in my bathroom. And I do not have to keep this extension up. There's just a little piece of wood underneath. So if I wanted to, I could store it like that. I could pop it up if I need the extra room, or I can leave it down. And I think it's going to be really cool in the bathroom. Now I can't wait to get on to my next project. I have to finish the other treadle base, but that might not be the one I do next. I have a mirror I found, a vanity mirror that goes into the wall that I'm going to paint. It has to be cleaned up, but I'll tell you about that in another time. Anyway, let me know what you think about my project here, and you guys have a wonderful day.